Why is Yoshi bad in J? He's not bad, but he's definitely worse. Maybe he is bad. Because his armor is weaker, and on top of that, it breaks like half as early, Yoshi's armor, and then on top of that, the other thing is what's the other thing? Oh, he has less air mobility, so he can't like go as far in the air like Jigglypuff would or whatever. But also no DI makes him worse. I guess that affects everyone, but I feel like as someone with really good DI, because I have a steel stick and whatnot, it makes certain matchups harder because I just get death comboed. I can't DI out. So no DI combined with the armor being worse and the less air mobility. But I think the less air mobility isn't that bad. It's mainly, I would say it's mainly the armor. And then armor and DI are the two biggest. But yeah, it's awesome. I hope to go back for a 64 tournament at some point, even though like it kind of sucks because Yoshi's so much worse. Like, I would love, like, if it weren't for that, I would want to go to like every Japan tournament. Honestly, like, it's so awesome being there, and like all the players are so good, and the sound effects are so awesome. But unfortunately, Yoshi's just so much worse. There's no DI. No, there's DI, just very, very little. So it's so little, it's basically none. Like, even with my really good DI, it's basically useless in this version because, like, it's just that bad. Even if you have, like, God DI, it's just, you won't get enough DI for it to actually matter. Or if you do, it's, like, 1 out of, like, every 100 times. Like, a very specific scenario or something. But pretty much no. You can still do, like, reverse ledge DI and stuff. It's just, like, harder, pretty sure. But yeah, matchups that are hard for Yoshi are even harder. So like Kirby, who's like arguably Yoshi's hardest matchup, is like almost like an impossible matchup, it feels like. Or at least it's gonna be almost impossible to like consistently win, it feels like. Like it feels very hard. Because he just dies way easier. Like he gets edge guard way easier. I was competitive in all of them at the same time. Like I always want to be competitive in all of them. So my first tournament was going to be a melee tournament, but I think I don't know, I got scared to go or something. So I just went to a Brawl tournament the next month. So technically Brawl was my first tournament, but it was basically all of them at the same time was my intention the entire time. Yeah, Link is what, a lot of the low tiers are better in Japanese, which is cool. Like Link is better. Link is better. Ness is better. They're like a lot better. I don't know if a Link is a lot better, but he's definitely better. His up tilt is way better. Ness is way better, it feels like. Samus is better. Oh yeah, one example that DI still works in J version is like, I'm pretty sure people say her up B, which is a lot better because you can't DI out as well. But since my DI is really good, I felt like I was still able to do it, so I guess there is like a couple situations maybe where you could still use DI. But for the like 95% part, DI is almost useless because it's so tiny. Oh yeah, the differences in like 64, like with J between American and Japanese. So like U as in American, the letter U, and then J as in Japanese. The differences in U and J are like kind of like PAL and Melee, but like even more. Like it's like an extreme version of PAL and Melee or something. Like it's way more differences. Like in Melee, the PAL differences, like they're definitely notable and whatnot, but there's like, I would say there's like even more in the Japanese version. So like switching from like 64 J to, I mean, America to J, or vice versa, J to U, is harder than switching from like NTSC to PAL in Melee. And I would say another thing about J is like matchups at Yoshi that are like not necessarily losing, but like even or like close to losing are probably losing, and J. Like Jigglypuff feels a lot harder because it's harder to get out of her combos, and she just edge guards him quicker and stuff.